face of a changing climate, anthropogenically driven environmental impacts, including those related to row crop agriculture, present a grand environmental challenge. As the world's population grows, we must strike a balance between productive agriculture and the preservation of freshwater resources to ensure both food security and access to fresh water. Specifically, nutrient loading to adjacent freshwaters associated with row crop agriculture is of concern. One impact of this nutrient loading is called eutrophication, and this is one of the most common impairments of surface waters in the United States and can lead to numerous adverse effects, including harmful algal blooms, fish kills, and dead zones such as in the Gulf of Mexico. Therefore, there is a critical need for research on conservation practices that reduce nitrate loss from agricultural lands, that also allow farmers to maintain profitable crop production and protect adjacent freshwater resources like rivers and streams. Winter cover crops have been shown to reduce nutrient loss from agricultural fields, thereby maintaining productivity while also protecting adjacent streams and rivers. Cover crops are planted during the fallow season when fields would otherwise be bare and have been shown to retain nutrients on fields, which in turn reduces nitrate loss from soils during vulnerable periods like spring snowmelt and runoff. However, the efficacy of cover crops in buffering the impacts of extreme events such as winter and spring storms is understudied, although the majority of annual nitrate loss occurs during the largest storms. In fact, we found a single event can contribute up to 43% of the annual nitrate load. So, we deployed high-frequency nitrate sensors in 2 agricultural watersheds in Indiana with varying levels of cover crops. In the Shadow Ditch watershed, 65% of croppable acres were planted in cover crops, while the cover crop acreage at the Kirkpatrick Ditch watershed was lower and more variable across the years. It ranged from 12 to 32% at Kirk over the study period. Our nitrate sensors then took measurements every 30 minutes over 4 water years. That's a lot of data. Once we crunched the numbers, we found that the majority of annual nitrate export from both Shadow and Kirk occurred in the top 40% of flows, highlighting the importance of storm flow in driving nitrate loss in both of our study watersheds. Our research and conversations with the farmers in our study watersheds have also shown us that cover crops can not only offer nutrient retention benefits, but can also provide increased resilience to variable precipitation patterns and support consistent yields. In fact, many farmers in our watersheds who planted cover crops were able to get into their fields to plant earlier than those who did not plant cover crops when we had a very wet spring in 2019. Thus, the implementation of cover crops as a conservation practice may help offset any potential negative economic effects that may result from the increasing storm frequency and intensity that is predicted for the Midwestern U.S. Additionally, our work has shown us how farmers can partner with researchers to create climate change solutions that work for them as well as the downstream communities. Thus, farmers are really able to support and preserve water quality to provide us with essential freshwater resources for generations to come.